capable director is going to take care of that. Hi, I'm John Bob. Don't go away, Dick. I'll let you hand these out if there's representatives here for the folks. First, I'd like to thank everybody who sponsored classes, whether they sponsored one class or 5 classes or anything in between. Every dollar we get in sponsorships helps to ensure that next year we can do it again, because it guarantees we have the seed money to put the down payments on the facilities that we'll need for the next years. Without it, we just wouldn't be able to do this year after year, and so far this is our 5th consecutive year that we've done it, and we'd like to really thank these people because they help a lot, a whole lot. They don't realize how much that $20 means, but it means a lot when you get it from a lot of folks. What I've done is, even though they may have sponsored multiple classes, just one certificate I'd like to present to the people. Dick, if you want to hold up one of them so everybody can see, and then the individuals as they get them can pass them around if they'd like. Just to thank them for sponsoring our class. The first, in no particular order, and those certificates, Dick, are not in the order I'm going to announce them in, so it's a challenge. But there's only 22 or so certificates there, and one at least has a mirror on it, so that'll be an easy one for you when you find it. But the first one is Bobby Byer, and she said, in memory of Red Byer and Sinbad. And they're from Mount Vernon. No, she's not, but we'll make sure that she gets it. You want to just put it down. The second one is to Cedarwood, which is Dr. and Mrs. L.J. Fedewa from Clifton, Virginia. Larry, are you here? By the time you get down there, I'm sure you'll find it. The third is Magic Sun Arabians. Fran Walker, Beaufort, Ontario, Canada, and I know she was around here someplace. Fran Walker. Thank you. Yeah, the press gets to do all the good jobs. Lodwick Farms, Lodwick family, and I thought I saw Helen. There she is earlier. Been a supporter of ECAHS just about from its inception.
More of Helen in a while.
You're not supposed to win the stallion class every year.
Anytime you can beat Buzz, do it. There's one in there for you, Dick. Premier Arabians, and Randy, there's another one for Randy Stoneback Arabians also. They did sponsor a couple of classes. New Albion Stud, the Bowlings from Davis, California. Is there
They're not here.
somebody here for them? Okay. And I'm sure somebody might be here. CMK Heritage sponsored.
That's from Michael as well.
Is that from Michael also? And their name. And I know Suzanne Quinville is not here, but Q Arabians from Suzanne Quinville from San Diego, California, sponsored some classes. Arabian Dream Farm, Mark and Kim Thomason, from Cooksville, Tennessee. Whispering Hope Farm, Pat and John Bob from Columbia, Virginia.
Come on, Pat.
Pat, you come get it. He wants to hug you.
Yeah, I make that.
be my great secretary.
She's my great wife. She is. Old South Arabian Stephen Carl Bowles, East Bend, North Carolina. I guess that's NC, North Carolina. Sunset Arabians, Mike and Joanna Garofalo from Green Bay, Virginia.
Joanna's our treasurer.
Sierra Ventures, Les Crowell, Bloomington, Minnesota, and I know he's here because I did a name tag.
How many got there?
Fairfield Farms, and that's the Moores, Barbara, Buzz, Dee, Michael, whoever.
She won't walk.
Petersburg. You like him? Did you kiss him? JSM Arabians, James and Sue Miller. Sue, Yellow Spring, Ohio.
Sue's not here. She's our newsletter editor.
She'll probably be here shortly. Yeah, come on down here, folks. Don't just stand there. Where am I? Oh yeah, Debbie Pryor, Petersburg, Virginia. Debbie, I know I saw you here earlier.
Was here with a old friend.
Where'd Debbie run off to?
Deb? She might be helping David. We do
Okay.
need a couple of bodies to help David cart stuff in for...
He's here.
No? You're okay? Never mind.
He's parting.
Debbie?
Riverdale Farms, Garvin Tankersley. Garvin's not here. I talked to him a couple days ago. He told me that he had a horse he's been trying to get from California forever, and they called him up Monday, or I think it was Monday, he said. They called him up and said, we will be arriving sometime around 10 or 11 Sunday. And so I said, well, you know, I haven't seen Lee since the Blue Ridge dinner last November. So why don't you let Lee come, and you can stay there and get the horse. He said, well, I'll try and talk her into it. But they're not here right now, so I'm sorry to say. But we'll get that to them. I know I'm going to mess this one up. Al Afnas Arabians, is that right? Al Afnas. I did it right, you mean? Boy. Harold Manners, and Harold's not here, and neither is Vivian, so we'll get that to them. Elmira Arabians, I got that one right too. Daisy Tankersley, and I don't know if Daisy knew it or not, but she sponsored some classes. Yes, I know she's sitting right there.
Thank you.
She's always safe. Jordan Arabian Farm, Helen Jordan.
Maybe she's sneaking in.
Arabian Horse Interactive Magazine, Kristen Linus and Patrick Berkey. I don't know if anybody's here that's representing those folks. But we'll get it to them. The Cornerstone Arabians, Abel and Joan Swoop, and I know they're here. Came all the way from Boone's Burnsville, Arkansas. So that's good. So we have people that have come from all over the United States just about, and Canada. And Canada. So we appreciate the support. We need it. And most of the folks are longtime supporters, and we appreciate that also. And thank you very much. And Dick, back to you.
Is Russell Flynn here?
Russell Flynn from Australia was to be here. Not arrived yet. What about Dr. Artris? Haha. You want to stand up, Dr. Artris? Thank you. I see two of my old friends, Bill Trapp and Dean Scott. How about those getting watches? Who else is here? Lois Selby is with us again. Lois says we're the only organization that's gotten her out of her hole 2 years in a row for ages. And she said, what are you going to do next year to top this? So we got to work our brains. Lois, of course, is the daughter of Roger Selby, one of the really early crabbit breeders, and last year he went into the Hall of Fame. So when we put the 5 into the Hall of Fame last year, we didn't think about doing what we did this year with Dick Lodwick, getting a plaque for the rest of the family. And so Lois didn't get one last year, and I told her today that we would get her a plaque in honor of Roger for herself to keep, and she was liking that. We appreciate your coming, Lois, and being with us, and look forward to lots more times.
That's an excuse for Lois to come back and get that plaque.
That's right, that's what I told her. Okay,
Yes.
look at my notes. I had some people here that I don't want to miss if I can help it. Dr. Stocking, are you here?
Here.
He and Lois are going to be in our veteran breeders panel, and later on you will hear more from them. Howard Schenk is here from the Arabian Horse Owners Foundation, back there in the corner. Make sure you contact him about joining the ECAHS and supporting that very worthwhile effort. They have open memberships now and could use your support, just like all these good organizations. There's one person here that really needs to be brought forth and honored. She's the first one who started the Crabbit celebrations 5 years ago. Barbara Moore. Her cohort, Marie Taylor, is not with us, but those two ladies got the idea and ran with it 5 years ago, and it was such a success that a group of us met that December and organized the Eastern Crabbit Breeders Association Society, and we've moved forward since then, but it was Barbara and Marie who had the brilliance to say, hey, something needs to be done, let's get moving.
Yeah, but Basie had the first one.
Basie had the first one.
Yeah.
Right, but we're talking about recent history in the East here.
Okay.
I would say that when Basie left here, went to Tucson permanently, there was such a big void left in the East, it took us a long time to even begin to fill that big void. But we finally started to do it. I think we're starting to move forward.
We're bringing her wreath back.
That's right, we've got Grace today. So we thank you for your foresight and your hard work in getting it started. And since it's been going, her son Buzz has been a big help too, right along.
Give me another hug.
No. Buzz was instrumental in getting the thing off the ground and is always there when somebody needs help, and he's really, really great at certifying those horses and coming up with a percentage of cravat blood in them. I don't know if Arlene is in here or not tonight. She had a horse that was pure Egyptian, her gelding, and I looked at it and said, well, I think maybe you can squeeze 25% cravat out of it. She said, what? So she showed him here today with 33% cravat blood. She couldn't believe it. It's amazing what's behind those horses, huh?
Dick, she's taking the horse back tonight and will return.
No, I don't think so. She loves the horse.
She'll return here.
Pardon?
Return here.
Return here. She took the horse home.
Did she?
Yes. And she'll return here.
She will be back.
Okay. We've had some people here who helped us in previous cravat celebrations. Sandy Roland Clark. Organized it, and were very vital as a speaker and a presenter at that time. And Arlene McGid came a couple years later. Is she here?
The horse home. Just took the horse home.
Oh, no, that wasn't the right Arlene that I talked about before.
Oh, Helen Jordan was our mistress of ceremony.
And Helen Jordan was our mistress of ceremonies. Helen, we saw you a while ago up here, but you were on our panel, breeders panel. Is Pudine here? Not now? Okay. She's the granddaughter of Thelma and Jimmy Dean, and was here today, and I just wanted to recognize her if she were in the audience tonight. But Carolyn Hasbrook is here from the Farzan Azraf group, and which is also falls within our cravat organization, and she's going to be on the breeders panel tonight with us too. She's videoing somewhere right there. I don't know how many of the Lodwicks are here.
All of them.
Lots of them. Would you all stand up?
Half the audience.
I'm glad to see so many of you here, and the importance of what tonight is to us and to you. Later on, we'll have the induction of Dick into the Cravat Breeders Hall of Fame, where he really, really belongs. Thanks for all coming. Mr. Steinway, are you here?
Yep.
There you go. Dick's great, great friend. I think they've been to all the Cravat functions recently, and it was fun to see Dick and 3 generations of the Lodwick clan together, and how much fun they were having. And what a great family they were. Always there. Pardon?
Mr. Slipper.
Mr. Slipper, huh? I don't think many of Daisy's family are here yet. They'll be here tomorrow. I know Christy and Mark and Galen are to come. Garvin was to come. Are any here yet? I think they're all going to show up tomorrow, so we'll show you them at her banquet tomorrow night. I hope I haven't forgotten anybody. Jack, do you have anybody you think I have missed? We welcome you all, really. Every one of you is important, and I'm glad to see such a good turnout. Right now, I'd like to put forward our Cravat Celebration 5 chairman, Jack Sims, and thank him for all the hard work he has done over this year in getting ready for this event. Jack and Pat said they were glad this was in Kentucky, because one year we broke down and spent a week with them after the Cravat celebration in Virginia. We got to know the family real well and really loved them. Joanna and Heather were on the show committee, and Vivian Mack. Are you in the room, you three? Stand up.
Be recognized.
There you go. That's lots of hours of hard work. And Joanna, have Mike stand up so I can thank him for lending you to us for all that time. Thanks, Mike. I know you put up with a lot for us. Okay, I guess the next thing is I'm going to introduce Buzz Moore, who is going to present Dick Lodwick's memory book.
Thank you, Dick. It's a particular honor for me to be allowed to honor Dick Lodwick this fine day. He would have enjoyed being here today. Probably wouldn't have liked the sun. It was a hot, or climbing that hill. But he would have loved seeing his stallion win the 3 to 13-year-old class, and also see his grandson Zach. Where's Zach? He won his class with his mare. There you go. We've contacted a bunch of the Lodwick friends, clients, acquaintances on down the line, and have got a fine representation of responses and honors and memories and reminiscences of Dick. I got to know him when I was first probably, no, it wasn't that young, but close, maybe 9 years old. You could be right, Mother, I could have been 9 years old. And made innumerable trips from northern Ohio down to, or central Ohio when I was going to school at Ohio State, down to Mount Orab to help put up hay, I guess. That's the main reason I was called down there. But it was a great time being with Dick, listening to his stories. He was a great one for his stories, and we have a fine collection of his friends who've added documents to this, which is going to be, we're not going to read them all, and I don't know that we'll read any of them at this time. We want to keep this as pleasant an experience as possible, and we can invoke some emotion from some of the missives that are in this book. And just talking about them, we can invoke some emotion. I'd like to call Helen down here at this time. We're going to have this book on display at the ECAHS booth throughout the day tomorrow. Helen is compiling a scrapbook, and she's gone through mountains of photographs and magazines and stuff. We have a suitcase that she's brought down that is also going to be on display. We'll open the suitcase up and you'll see all the good stuff that's inside. And we'd like everybody to take a look at that because we're having trouble identifying some of the horses. But I think we've got most of them identified, and we're going to make copies of that to go in the Krabbit, the ECAHS archives. And it also has spurred the Lodwicks to have this scrapbook available for themselves, which is, I think, very, they've grown, at least Luann and Helen have told me that the effort to dig all of this stuff out has been very, very interesting, hasn't it? Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to present this book at this time. Included herein, we have on the title page a photo that I happen to have that was taken at the Ohio State Fair. I'm not sure exactly what the date was. But Dick has the mutton chop sideburns, and some of you may remember that era. 70s, I would reckon, and this is their stallion Low Vision. And then from there on, there's a letter from Bill Bowl, and Bill got his start down in Mount Orab with Lodwick horses, and then rode some Lodwick horses at Bob Hart's, and I haven't got it yet. Bobby Hart's got something coming in the mail, and it should be here, but there's a letter from Lois, and a letter from Basie, and a letter from Bill Munson, and Harold Manners, and Dick Stonebeck, and on down the line. And any of you who are indeed friends or acquaintances, or just folks who have heard of Dick and want to express a sentiment, we'll have the book available that you can add your sentiment to the book at the ECAHS booth. And then we're going to copy it and have a record of it if you're going to let us. Right, okay. Yes, right. For our archives as well. And we're appreciating everybody that's videoing this, because we're going to put together a video archive of these presentations that we do. And we'd like to especially thank Helen and all the Lodwick clan. We'd like to bring you down here. We had you all stand up, but I'd like you all to come down here, and we'll let everybody take your photograph that wants to take it, and get you on some videotape here. Tom, Ned, well, I know you're videoing, but Sue, Annie. Oh. Bill, we're going to call on you to say something if you would. And here, hold on.
Sarah.
Of course, Lodwick Farms was started by Clifford and Isabel, Lodwick, Dick's parents. Yeah, after Dick sold the ponies, right. Dick sold the ponies, is the way the story goes, that they had, and pocketed the money and then went off, and you tell a story. You tell it.
That's the story.
Okay. He went off and bought Slipper, who was a predominantly cravat bred, but had some Davenport and Huntington horse lines in her, and went on from there to obtaining Sirocco at one time, and Gloucester at one time, and Ibn Racine, and Phantom, and of course Rafton and Rafisco, and they had a number of Raffles mares, plus a fine group of image daughters, Sanji and TG, and at least 5 of them, you say? And I think at one time they probably had the largest number of Indrift daughters outside of Almara that made up their program. We have here Tom Lodwick. He's the oldest. We have Loanne, and then her husband Phil, and their children. I don't know all the names. Leah and Jason, Sarah, and then we have Bob Lodwick, and I'm sorry, I don't know the lady that's Pam. Oh, that's Peggy. That's Dick's sister. Sure, that's Ralph Peggy Pat. I remember. And this is Ned down next to Peg, and his wife Sue, and then there's Zach and Pam and Butch and Kim and who else? Hi. Kathy. Dick's niece. So we have a couple of siblings and a couple of generations of the Lodwick clan here. I'm sorry? 3 generations. I think many of us remember Clifford and Isabel, and what with the passing of Dick, we thought it was only right that, and Mrs. Tankersley was gracious in suggesting that she might step down in favor of Dick this year, but we think the honor of moving Dick into the Hall of Fame ahead of his peer group including his mother and father, is a significant honor in its own right. And we're honored to have Lodwick Farms here and a participant and group of folks that are part of our Crabbit family, the Lodwicks. On the line to have him come down again and see if he wants to provide us a little reminiscence of Dick, Bill Trapp.
Thank you. I don't think there's anybody that could say anything other than Dick was a wonderful person, a grand fellow. And I spent a lot of very interesting discussions with him over the years. He was always present at the international meetings and served on the committee, and everything he did was great and for the promotion of the Arabian horse. So as a result, I will say this again, that he, without a doubt, left his mark, not only with the friends that he had, but also in the horses he produced. And again, thank you.
His passing is a real loss in my life as far as my breeding program is concerned. Many a time I consulted with him as how I should breed horses, what I can expect. We spent lots of hours walking over the farm, seeing horses and talking about horses and talking bloodlines.
You
Real
bet.
boy for my last day.
Thank you, Doc. Doc's reminiscences are very similar to mine. Dick never had too much time or too many things going on that he wouldn't spend any amount of time that you wanted to spend with him. Walking around, looking at horses, picking your brain as you picked his. He was a student of the breed and a remarkable fella. Miss Perry, Lois, would you like to say something about Dick?
Well, I kind of repeat what I said in the book. Dick and I were buddies growing up together in our growing up years. Well, we didn't really grow up, but we tried, off and on. We traveled the country together for extended periods of time, and I guess until this day, I really shouldn't burst the bubble of how innocent that relationship really was. We joined up with Alice Payne and crashed the peace and calm of Charles Craver for all-night sessions, or went to Bill and May Munson's place and kept them for days and nights at a time, or injured the night air, I guess, of the various all-night diners as we crossed the Southland and stopped for coffee and chitlins. And Dick always brought good cheer with him wherever he went, and he was the first to laugh at himself and didn't take life too seriously. That has stood me in good stead all these years. And I think probably the thing that I cherish the most is that of the truth that was in this very special guy. You could always go to Dick, and he never pushed himself on you, but if you had something you wanted to ask of him, he always gave an honest response. And it was one that you could depend on. I will miss Dick. He's in a better place now. And when I look at his wonderful family, I can only say, you did good.
You, of course, had many interesting nights with Dick and had a number of Lodwick horses in your herd. Do you have anything more than what your opening remarks about that you would like to say?
Dick was just very, very special. We had 2 fillies from him that made a big impact in our herd. And we leased Low Raffy. And one of my really outstanding mare families is from a Low Raffy daughter. We just, I just can't say enough kind things about Dick. Thank you.
I'm sure there's a number of other folks. Mrs. T, would you like to say a few words about Dick?
You know, the only not very bright thing I ever knew Dick Lodwick to do was, many of you may know that he was President Eisenhower's, or General Eisenhower's, bodyguard during the war. And it took him 2 or 3 weeks to realize that Eisenhower was not tremendously polite when he let Dick go out in front of him whenever the plane landed. You know, I can never think of Dick except for all the fun we had. And of course, I think the best thing that ever happened to Dick was when he married Helen. But there was a little period before then that was a lot of fun. We had there was, in the early days of the Arabian Horse Owners Foundation, we used to have horse management courses, and we didn't have any money to pay the staff. So we would just tell them we'd give them a very good time. And Lois Selby was living with us at the time, and Lois and I went down and bought a second-hand mannequin, a sort of a second-hand blonde. And we brought her home, and our plan was to give her to Dick, who had not yet met Helen, and we felt he needed a lovely lady. So we put her in a floral, the kind of box they put funeral flowers in. It's the only thing she'd fit in, and we put a beautiful black negligee on her. And we had Dick open her up in the middle, open up the box in the middle of the occasion. Well, I happened to be sitting next to a French door next to Jimmy Dean. And Dick opened the box up, and there was appropriate laughter, and he lifted this up. Now you have to use your imaginations a little bit. There was a heavy stand, metal stand, that was the base on which this model stood. And it had a metal rod. And we all insisted that he assemble this. And you just have to use your imagination to think where the rod went. And Dick was underneath the black negligee. And Jimmy Dean had rolled out the French door and down the hill. And forever, I'm going to remember the happy, happy times with Dick.
I happen to see that in the scrapbook that the Lodwicks are putting together, there is a picture of the mannequin at that meeting, and also a picture of Dick with, I think it's Miss America at a horse show, and I think you all ought to take a chance or a bit of time to look through the scrapbook that the Lodwicks will have at the ECAHS booth tomorrow. You'll find a bunch of interesting horses to look at, and some great laughs about some of the pictures you'll see there as well. Dick was a man of humor, great humor. and also a astute breeder, a gentleman, a devoted educator, and a fine human being. Anybody else would like to say something about Dick? Thank you very much. Helen, certainly.
The day we were married, Dick went to church an hour early because he knew Lady Lodwick would be in the front row. Jimmy Dean was traveling the road.
Lady Lodwick being the mannequin. We're presenting these plaques to the families of the Hall of Fame inductees in the ECAHS Crabbit Hall of Fame. And I'd like to present this to Helen. Yeah, give Helen a hug, Dick. Will you?
Hold up. Flash recycle. Flash tack change now. Yeah.
Keep it down.
It's slow for some reason. I don't know why it's been so slow. Big time tack change. Flash.
In 9/6/98. He's the first of his peers of the group of people that have lived recently to go into the Hall of Fame. And because he was so special, we decided in the board of directors that only he would go into the Hall of Fame this year. Usually, last year we put 5 in, so we think Dick was extra special, and he was the only one who went in this year.
Hug.